The Apple Newton was hailed globally as the personal device of the future. Yet, this groundbreaking endeavor met a tragic end. Apple poured hundreds of millions of dollars into this project, but the Newton failed to capture consumer interest, disappearing from the market in just 5 years. However, this failure, in fact, stemmed from structural issues that are still replicated today: overhyped technology, misjudged market needs, and internal blind spots. What truly were the challenges the Apple Newton faced? In this documentary, we'll explain why this futuristic device failed, who overlooked what, and what lessons it holds for modern innovation. Let us now delve into the full scope of the Apple Newton's collapse, a device that arrived too early. The main feature will also detail its influence on the later development of the iPhone. In the late 1980s, Apple stunned the world with the success of the Macintosh. Its revolutionary interface overturned conventional computing. Then CEO John Sculley envisioned a grand future: the Knowledge Navigator, a powerful concept for a personal device. It was the concept of a dreamlike personal device, capable of supporting individuals like a secretary, managing information anytime, anywhere. Apple began to move, aiming to create an entirely new market for what they called Personal Digital Assistant, or PDA. Its embodiment was the Newton MessagePad, a device integrating handwriting recognition, communication features, and information organization. This product, with its literal tagline, "The future in your hands," ignited people's imaginations. It emitted a dazzling brilliance, foreshadowing Apple's next revolution, one that would surpass even the Macintosh. In 1993, the Newton MessagePad was finally launched. At its unveiling, many engineers and media outlets were ecstatic about its potential. The credibility of the Apple brand and its image as a company shaping the future placed immense expectations on this new device. Specifically, handwriting recognition garnered significant attention as a groundbreaking feature, eliminating the need for a keyboard and enabling more intuitive operation. Furthermore, with a modem card, sending and receiving faxes and emails became possible. Its success in business settings was also anticipated. Apple dedicated itself to providing powerful tools for developers, striving to build an ecosystem where diverse applications could flourish. Initial sales numbers were promising, and improved models like the MessagePad 2000 were introduced, giving Apple's PDA strategy a tangible sense of success. Up to this point, things seemed to be going well. Everyone believed, without a doubt, that as technology evolved, this device of the future would eventually become an indispensable part of people's lives. But here, an unforeseen pitfall lay open, unnoticed by anyone. The Newton's first miscalculation was its high price. The initial model cost $700, approximately 80,000 Japanese yen, which was exceptionally expensive by the standards of the time. And fatally, the accuracy of its flagship handwriting recognition was a major flaw. Users grew frustrated as characters written with the pen were often recognized as entirely different letters. Particularly famous is the scene in The Simpsons where the phrase "eat up Martha" was misrecognized, a moment that became a symbolic flaw of the Newton. Negative reviews like "the Newton is unusable" and "it's a fraud" spread rapidly, with media outlets eagerly ridiculing its shortcomings. Furthermore, its overly large body for a portable device and a battery life that barely lasted a day severely compromised its practicality. These issues stemmed from the technological limitations of the era, but Apple, driven by its zeal to present the future, overlooked these constraints. Above all, a clear use case, "What do I want to do with this device?" failed to resonate with users. Internally at Apple, the enormous sunk cost, or unrecoverable expenditure, invested in this project dulled any decision to withdraw. The grand justification of investing in the future clouded their ability to confront failure, and engineers, driven by pride and an obsession with improvement, found themselves unable to turn back. The divergence between market needs and technological limitations was evident, yet internal expectations and external PR overshadowed the reality. After John Sculley's departure, Apple experienced a rapid succession of CEOs, and this unstable leadership also contributed to delaying critical decisions. A psychological climate within the organization, where no one dared to say, "Let's stop this project," accelerated its failure. Improved models were introduced, but the market's initial perception of unusable had already solidified. Then, the advent of the more affordable and user-friendly Palm Pilot decisively eroded the Newton's market presence. Sales stagnated, Apple accumulated massive inventory, and consequently incurred a significant financial burden. In 1997, Steve Jobs returned to Apple. To revive the company, which was on the verge of bankruptcy, he initiated a review of its entire product lineup. Jobs evaluated the Newton as an important investment for the future, but not what Apple should be doing right now. Then, in 1998, Jobs announced the official termination of the Newton project. The device, which had carried so many expectations, closed its chapter in history. The end of the Newton was more than just a product failure. It was a lesson that starkly exposed to Apple the dangers of technology-first innovation. Apple learned from the Newton that true user needs, affordability, and practicality were more crucial than any futuristic technology. However, the Newton's technology and concepts were not entirely in vain. Its experience of failure significantly influenced the later development of the iPhone and iPad. The Newton was ahead of its time, but without its challenge, the history of modern smart devices might have been vastly different. The Apple Newton failed because it couldn't bridge the gap between technological possibilities and market realities. It was the result of overconfidence in success and misjudging market needs. However, that failure was by no means wasted. The immense knowledge and lessons gained from the Newton became the foundation for Apple's brilliant later successes. The mistake of blindly trusting technological innovation while neglecting user perspective is still repeated by modern startups and large corporations alike. By learning from the history of failure, we can improve the quality of future decision-making. The story of the Apple Newton offers valuable lessons for this very purpose. If you found this video informative, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. We present a new story of failure every day. Look forward to our next video. The history of failure is the greatest teacher.
この失敗は歴史のほんの1ページ。世界にはまだ語られていない失敗が数多くあります。失敗の歴史をチャンネル登録して次の物語もぜひご覧ください。